And now, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes.
And yes, here we are again, another day in studio, helping you win in any marketplace like we always do. And it's great to be back in studio after the birth of our baby boy. Real thankful for everybody that reached out and said hello, and thank you for that. And always nice to be back in studio. As always, the backup QB, James, did a great job. Jonathan, the team, Jose, always do a great job in my absence. So let's jump right into it. Got a great lineup for you today here. Coming up on the show, we've got ProHealth Pest Control. We got Chris going to be appearing. We got Nick Shriver in the house. You've heard Nick on the show. DecoratingElves.com, outdoor lighting specialist, as well as holiday lighting. And we've got Doug Levi, Strategic Insurance. We're going to talk about all things insurance. You got an insurance side hustle for you. If you want to make a little extra income, lots of ways that we can help you with that as well. So the show is a model where we want to help you understand your buying decisions, make you more street smart here. And it's really heavy on local area business owners, local area news and things happening in the area. So we want to help you with that. ConsumerQB.com. That's your website, ConsumerQB.com. It's your number one resource for all things real estate, credit, finance, estate and tax planning, home services, etc. We can be that super connector for you there. Also, Saver Hotline, 813-917-1894. That's the hotline.
You used to call me on my cell phone.
813-917-1894. Just call or text that line. I got a lot of calls this past week as well. Folks calling in and had questions about, hey, how do I set up an Airbnb for my property? What type of consideration should I take? People always want to get in touch with Diane Vance, Fairway Independent Mortgage. Look at getting that refinance, maybe eliminate that private mortgage insurance. Lots of reasons why people are reaching out to our hotline and calling the show, and we greatly appreciate that. That's our number one driving force is, the Salem family, everybody working together to help these shows succeed and help our partners succeed. And we got some really good feedback from a couple of our newer partners as well. One of our companies was able to get a really big productive client through the show, so we greatly appreciate that. Coming up in our feel-good story, 300 bales of hay donated to Kentucky farmers hit by tornadoes. So it's always great when the community comes together and helps in those situations as well. So that's our feel-good story. And as a top 1% real estate agent here in Tampa Bay, also certified in sports and entertainment now, so that's a pretty cool certification that we've just got, where we're helping sports celebrities and entertainers, musicians, etc., moving across the globe, moving into Tampa Bay. We're certified to help with those sports and entertainment leads now through the Keller Williams system. We like to feature our listings on air as well, and we've got some hot listings here in Tampa Bay we like to let you know about here in beautiful Tampa Bay. Some great opportunities, some commercial properties, vacant land, and also, of course, residential properties here. So let's look at 6806 Pearson Lane. This is a acreage. You've got 6 acres of land you could build on. It has an existing property, a mobile home there as well, 1,700 square feet, 3-bedroom, 2-bath. 6 acres, and of course, no HOA or CDD, and you've got a 4th bedroom that could be a den that's operating or utilized as a 4th bedroom right now. Only 3 years old. Great opportunity. 6806 Pearson Lane in Wesley Chapel. If you want to have that rural lifestyle, bring your jet skis, bring your dirt bikes, bring your RVs, park them in the yard. You can certainly do that. 15806 Adobe Drive. This one's in Hudson. Giving you a sample of that Pasco County area real estate, 15806 Adobe Drive. This is a great opportunity for a 2,600 square foot home, 8 bedrooms, 4-bath. You've got a wood-burning fireplace, stainless steel appliances, gas stove, and a multi-level property here. You can see all of our real estate listings at PlatinumMVPTeam.kw.com.
This is God's country.
All right, let's make our introductions in studio. We got Nick Shriver, Decorating Elves. Welcome back in.
Hey, Brandon. Thank you. Thanks for having me, and happy fatherhood.
Thank you so much. Appreciate that.
Absolutely. Hey, so I heard you mentioned something about this sports and entertainment. Does that mean that you're going to be catering to that clientele now?
Absolutely, yeah.
How does that work for you?
It's going to be awesome, man. It's a worldwide network with Keller Williams. You know, we've got 189,000 agents worldwide. Only 150 are accepted into that program. So we're real excited. You know, there's extra certification, extra work, and education that you have to do to get certified to do that. But we're real excited. So, you know, hey, maybe you have athletes transferring from Kansas City, or a musician, singer coming down from New York, moving to the great state of Florida. We're gonna be the number one call they make. So that's gonna be awesome.
That's awesome. So next year when I make the bucks, you'll be able to help me find a house?
There you go. Absolutely. Yeah. Maybe we could get hooked up with Tom Brady. Get this over to Tom Brady.
Yeah,
Somebody
right.
share it to him. And so today, Nick, you're going to be coming up here just after we talk with Doug LEVI, Strategic Insurance. But tell us a quick overview.
Yeah, so we're just going to go over some licensing certification, the value of that, what it is, not just for us, but where to find that with other contractors, as well as some very important things that all contractors should have, not just us, as in licensing, insurance, and what the values of that stuff are.
Right.
And then where you can find some other information on your own and how to use it.
Yeah, that's important. You know, checking out your roofing contractors, all types of different contractors coming to your home. Do they have work comp insurance? All those types of questions that you should ask as an informed consumer. Anybody
that's performing a service on your property, residential property, or, commercial property, should have a certain degree of certification and experience, and they should be able to prove that and have that. And, if they are able to do that, obviously that means they've committed themselves to the time, effort, and energy, and finances to make that happen, which means that you are going to be getting the right person, and so those that don't do that, you should really question their motives and if they're really committed to that particular service, that particular trade, that particular skill.
Yeah, absolutely. It's right on. All right, good stuff coming up here shortly. And let's go to the phone lines here. We got Doug LEVI, Strategic Insurance, the insurance quarterback. Hey, Doug.
Brandon, great day in Tampa Bay. Always
Yes,
good
sir.
to be here. And congrats again on the little baby boy.
Thank you much, man. I greatly appreciate that. And,
Yeah.
so what's new in your world? What's happening in the insurance space?
Yeah, so I just wanted to touch on right now, I mean, the weather here in Tampa Bay is absolutely beautiful. I love it. I'm actually downtown St. Pete right now looking out over the Gulf. So beautiful. But it is colder for our area, and in a lot of our friends' areas and other parts of the country where they're getting freezes, you see pipes breaking and causing floods. So it just made me think this morning, as I was getting ready and thinking about the show, do the people out there, do our consumers, our show partners, our friends know what to do if a pipe breaks and causes a flood in your house, right? So we just want to unpack that and say, if a pipe breaks and causes a flood in your home, really first thing you need to do is turn off the water. That's step one. And after that, you really want to call right away to a water restoration company. And I know we have some great show partners on that, Brandon, that can help people with water restoration and mitigation to get that water. Yeah, SCHRIVER, okay. And we want to get that water up as quick as possible. And a lot of people think, they don't realize this, that you have to call the insurance company or the insurance agent first. You don't. So that's a really big takeaway. All policies say one of the things we want to do is mitigate further risk. And that's a fancy way of saying we want to prevent any future damage that could occur, right? So the carriers will reimburse those costs typically at 100%. So there's no concern in that. The guys at Serve Pro are great. They're very familiar with the process and how it works. So some people may wait a weekend. They may wait till Monday or Tuesday just because they don't feel that, they can't get their agent. Maybe it is over the weekend or the carrier. You want to call these guys right away. And almost all of these companies are 24/7. They deal in the disaster. Could be a fire. It could be any major damage you've got to your home. As soon as it's safe, obviously you want to get out of the home if there's a fire or something that needs to be taken care of right away. But as soon as it's safe, you want to make a call and get those experts out. And then after that, feel free. Go ahead. Call your agent. Call the carrier. Start the claims process. But you want to work to get that water up right away. And, again, sometimes people don't always realize that. And like I said, right now it's beautiful. It's cool. But this is especially important in the summer months because mold can develop very quickly. And then that can become an even bigger issue.
Right.
So that was just one thing I wanted to highlight to everybody.
Yeah, that's perfect. That's good advice. And we're talking with Doug Levi, Strategic Insurance, on the lines here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. I'm your host, Brandon Rhymes. And Doug, I've got a file right now that's kind of an interesting one where the property's under contract, the buyer agent's saying, hey, they're having an issue getting insurance in place. What are some things that would keep an insurance company from binding, let's say it's a single-family home? What are some of the issues that you might find, and how do we go about it?
Yeah, great question. Well, first thing, that buyer's agent needs to call me, and we'll definitely help out, right? So TampaBayInsurance.com, we're happy to help out. But all joking aside, the market, Brandon, is one of the most challenging I've seen in 18 years in the business. We've got access to over 25 carriers, so there's always a spot, there's always a home if you.
So we got Doug on a
Depending
cell
on the
phone.
age-
You're going in and out, Doug. If you there's any,
Am I?
if you can
Oh,
find a
man.
high ground, go to the top of the mountain that you're at. Just
Yeah.
climb up on top of the hill,
I'm
maybe.
so sorry.
But you're going
Can
in
you
and
hear me
out.
better now or not?
Yep, you're there now, and we
Got it.
got that over to you and your awesome team, Kayla, as well. So
Awesome.
that's going to be something where we're trying to get it insurance bound, because if you can't get insurance on the property, you can't close the loan,
Can't
the
close.
mortgage can't proceed,
Right.
and then the deal can't close and fund.
100%. So basically, I'm sorry for any of the reception issues. I always say technology is great when it works. The carriers typically look at how old various features of the homes are. So roof, plumbing, heating, and electrical, all of those are very important to the carriers. Most carriers want to see those items updated within at least the last 20 years. So what we hit a lot of times is maybe the roof's a certain age, maybe the roof's too old. Now, the carriers will normally accommodate, especially if it's a purchase, understanding I can't fix or improve a home I don't own yet, right? We kind of understand that contractually.
Right.
But they're going to want to see those items updated pretty quickly. Those are probably the biggest knockouts we see, right? Where if the roof's a certain age, or if the electrical's in poor condition, or if it's new knob and tube wiring, or if the plumbing's old, perhaps not PVC or copper, those are the big things. So it's just important to understand that, in our state, you've got a lot of older homes. Some people have maintained them perhaps a little bit better or gotten some of those upgrades, and that could impact what insurance options you will have.
Right. Yeah, absolutely, and that's going to hold everything up. So some of those questions like knob and tube. So you got older wiring. That's one of the biggest things. You look at the breaker box. I always tell people you're going to get a 4-point inspection, we recommend Jay Smith with A Snoop Inspection. We also talked to Dan and Melissa Minikheim as well on the termite side as well. ProHealth Pest Control later in the show they'll be on. But you also look at getting that 4-point inspection done. Plumbing, electrical, roof, the AC. Those are the major components. That's going to be a roadblock in a sense if you have issues, particularly with a fire hazard, potentially double tap breakers, things of that nature. But that's kind of what you were saying earlier with the knob and tube wiring and the roofing and the other components.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I tell people, if you think about it, your roof, plumbing, heating, and electrical, it's almost like the engine of your car, right? It is. Those are the guts, the components, the most important components of your home. So, you think these carriers are on the hook for hundreds of thousands of dollars if there is a fire, if something goes wrong. They want to understand that. And I always tell people, take the insurance out. It's important for you as a consumer, as a home buyer, right?
Yeah.
To understand and make sure that you're keeping up with those things. So even for our listeners out there that you have a home right now and it's already insured, but maybe you're considering calling Brandon and listing to sell because it's a great time, it's a great seller's market, right? Well, you need to kind of do a little mental checklist and say, wow, how old is my roof? I know that's always a big one. A lot of people wait as long as they can because it's expensive. And I do understand that, but those are all considerations that are going to factor in, obviously, on the real estate side, but then on even a new buyer potentially getting home insurance if you want to sell your home. So it's super important just to have that maintenance.
Question for you, too. What in some cases, they can also assign that or assume the policy that's in place. Is that still happening in Florida?
That absolutely is. Traditionally, what you see that is with flood insurance. So that normally when you talk about assuming policies, you're normally talking about a flood insurance policy. You don't really see it with regards to the homeowner's insurance. But with the flood insurance, if there's a flood insurance policy that the seller would have in place, and they've had a policy, say, for years, and they've got a very good rate, maybe they're grandfathered in, based on when the flood elevation certificate was done years and years ago, and they've got a better rate. The new buyer very wisely should assume that policy at a lower rate as opposed to going and getting a brand new policy. So that's definitely something that you want as a consumer out there. You want to talk to your insurance professional about, again, or contact us. All good ways to make sure you're not overpaying, which is our goal, Brandon, right? Just like you, we want to make sure people are getting, the best options at the best pricing possible.
That's right. Yeah, save money. That's a good strategy. And then there's also a way that you can help people make a little extra money with the insurance side hustle.
Yeah, we love our insurancesideHustling.com platform. So people can check that out, insurancesideHustling.com. And basically, we've created a platform where we help people do home and auto insurance, part-time remote, right? So you can sell home and auto insurance part-time remote. Our agency will help you get licensed. We'll help you with marketing. We'll help you with networking. We'll help provide all of the service and all the carriers. It's basically a business in a box in a way. And we do trainings twice a month, so we have a lot of fun with that. We've helped a lot of people over the last 2 years since we started the program. And, we come from the standpoint that, we're in an industry that everyone needs, everyone already budgets for. No one loves until you need it, right? And so you have a claim, then you want to all you can get. So there's great opportunity to really help a lot of people. And we love saving people money. We love making sure you're properly protected. And I always love when we can save a client money they can put back towards their family. Maybe they can help put towards a vacation, or maybe they can pay down some of their debt. Who knows what? So it's a great line item that's on everyone's budget, and most people are willing to review. So, and it's still very much relationship type business, right? So, anyone that's interested, check us out, insurancesideHustling.com, and we'd love to have a conversation with you.
Excellent. All right, Doug Levi, Strategic Insurance. Check him out online as well. TampaBayInsurance.com. Doug Levi, longtime friend of the program. Support the local economy by supporting local area business owners and businesses like Doug and his team. All right, Doug, thanks a lot, man. Appreciate you.
Appreciate it, Brandon. Have a great day, guys.
You as
God
well.
bless. See ya.
Likewise. Thank you. All right, we'll take a quick break. Follow us online before we head out of here. Follow us online. Pull out your smartphone. Go to your social media right now and just put @BrandonRhymes1 on Instagram, Twitter, and Getter. Brandon Rhymes PA on Facebook. You can follow us there. I've got a public profile account as well if the other one's maxed out. And then, of course, YouTube. We got over 1,700 videos now on YouTube, and it's just amazing. We've been on a 10-year journey here on air, helping you win as a consumer advocate. We'll be right back with Nick Schriver here, decorating elves on the Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
Thanks for listening to my daddy's show. For more information, go to consumerqb.com.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-917-1894. Online at consumerqb.com.
Dennis Prager here for Brandon and Lindsay Rhymes, owners of the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams. Buying, selling, investing in real estate, their nationwide Keller Williams network makes them the best team to work with. Sellers, have your property featured live on air, creating multiple offers. Buyers, leverage a unique system that gets your offer accepted, never overlooked. Call or text 813-750-0550, 813-750-0550, or consumerqb.com.
Hey, Margie here with the Consumer Quarterback Show and the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. If you're buying, selling, or investing, please give us a shot. We would love to help you. We are a top 1% ranked real estate team here in Tampa Bay, and you can reach us at 813-750-0550. Call or text 813-750-0550. ConsumerQB.com.
Hey, Brandon Rhymes here, host of the Consumer Quarterback Show, owner of Platinum MVP Realty, and a top listing agent in Tampa Bay, featured in Florida Realtor Magazine, Top Agent Magazine, The Business Journal. We're looking for inventory. Attention sellers, we need more inventory to sell. If you're a seller on the fence thinking about selling your property, we want to hear from you. Free comparable market analysis. Check out consumerqb.com.
Call Brandon today at 813-917-1894.
Have you desired more income and more freedom in your life? Now is your time. Keller Williams Realty has just launched our own real estate school, and you can get licensed for free. I'm Brandon Rhymes, host of the Consumer Quarterback Show, owner of the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. And for the first 3 people who reach out, I will personally coach you. 813-917-1894. Call or text 813-917-1894. ConsumerQB.com. ConsumerQB.com.
You're listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-917-1894.
And we're back. Brandon Rhymes here, Consumer Quarterback Show, Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty, helping you win in your real estate deals. Let's talk about a couple commercial properties here. Give me a sample of the Seminole Heights area here in Tampa Bay. We got 4214 North Nebraska Avenue available for sale. This is a business. It's a dry cleaner, corner lot location. Prime real estate here, 40 to 50,000 vehicles a day passing by at 4214 North Nebraska Avenue, one of our listings here in Tampa Bay. And then also right across the street, adjacent to this property, we have another one on Nebraska. It's 4302 North Nebraska Avenue, Seminole Heights. You've got your own private billboard with this property. So we got our two Nebraska properties side by side, Seminole Heights, around that $500,000 price point. Great opportunity here in beautiful Tampa Bay. And you can see all of our listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com. And I want to give a shout out to Replenish IV Solutions, the science of nutritional balance. I love going into Replenish IV Solutions, visiting Stephen and Lisa Gunnan. Their Gandy location is where I typically go. They got multiple locations, or they can also come to you. They can come to your home or office. And what you got is basically a nurse coming in. She's certified, of course, a nurse. And they're going to hook you up with a vitamin infusion drip. It's going to go directly into your bloodstream. And it's going to get all those crucial vitamins. It's going to boost your immunity. And I go once every 3 or 4 weeks. I'm in there, and it's just one more thing that I do in addition to, of course, taking my balance of nature and other vitamins. But reach out to Replenish IV Solutions, Stephen and Lisa Gunnan, and make sure you let them know the real estate quarterback sent you. All right, Nick Shriver in the house, decorating elves. Nick, now you kind of teased it with some of these other businesses and contractors coming over. You know, over my years, I've heard horror stories of people, you know, a contractor falling down the stairs or whatever situation. If they didn't have the right insurance or they didn't do their due diligence, the homeowner could be on the hook for those problems.
Absolutely. It's really, really unfortunate that, when an issue arises, if the contractor isn't set up with the proper documentation, the proper paperwork, the proper licensing, insurance, pretty much it's the responsibility of the owner at that point, the homeowner. So, some major benefits. And it's not just for us being an outdoor lighting contractor. It's really any contractor for any trade in the state of Florida. You really need to make sure that you're using a licensed contractor. And so the big part of being a licensed contractor is that the state of Florida deems them capable of performing that trade and that task. So it's more than just passing an exam that says you know how to do this specific trade or that specific trade. In our world, it's the electrical safety, which we carry. We carry the electrical specialty license that deems us responsible for doing work on low voltage systems. And it's more than just lighting, but we specifically keep that to low voltage lighting systems. So we have a state license. One of the things that went along with getting the state license meant that I had to pass an exam. And it wasn't an easy exam. I'm real grateful that I was a college graduate and I could rely on some of those skills I took to pass exams during that era and then bring it into passing that exam. Yeah. So, pass that exam, you've got to show competency. You have to basically, general liability insurance in place. You've got to have workman's comp in place. You can't be a felon. You've got to have a minimal amount of personal assets for the state to issue those licensing, and every 2 years you have to renew that license. And I'm sure it's probably very similar to getting a real estate license. So there's a lot of licensing in the state of Florida, and from what I understand, the state uses that as a way just to make sure that the people performing those duties have the state required competency. One of the other things, the state wants to know where to find you if there is an issue.
Right.
So,
yeah, absolutely.
If you do have an issue and you're working with a state licensed person, the state knows where to find you. You have an outside agency to help you with that issue.
Yeah. When we come back, I want to ask you a little bit more detail on that licensing process. I know with real estate, it's a 63-hour course, and I kind of wish they would increase that, make it harder to get your real estate license because you got so many, industry, good, better, and best. Let's just leave it at that, right? Yes. In any industry. So we'll be right back. More with Nick Schreiber here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Follow us online at Brandon Rhymes1 on Instagram and Twitter, Getter, and we'll be right back after this short break. Don't go anywhere.
This is Chris Voss, former FBI lead hostage negotiator and owner of the Black Swan Group, and you're listening to Consumer Quarterback Show hosted by my friend Brandon Rhymes.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-917-1894. Online at consumerqb.com. Consumer quarterback Brandon Rhymes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, we're back. Brandon Rhymes here, Consumer Quarterback Show. Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. My wife Lindsay and I own and operate a top 100 ranked real estate team here in Tampa Bay. Did 130 plus deals last year, closed over $32 million in volume. So we're up significantly year over year. So it's all about the support of the local economy. And that's why we set this show up, is to be a consumer advocate, taking time out of our busy schedules. All of our partners as well, they're coming in, our expert contributors on the show, taking time out of their busy schedules and serving the community as a consumer advocate. We've been doing it almost a decade now, and the idea is to be a consumer advocate, help you understand your buying decisions, make you more street smart in a sense. And we interview attorneys, CPAs, financial advisors, so many different types of local area business owners, expert contributors on the show. And we do it so you can understand more about your buying decisions, help you in those areas. So we'd love to help you. ConsumerQB.com, website ConsumerQB.com, and you can reach out to the hotline as well, 813-917-1894, 917-1894. Just call or text that line. And we do like to feature our real estate listings here in Tampa Bay. We've got a commercial property. This is a really awesome opportunity. 5602 Land O'Lakes Boulevard. This is a commercial C2 zoning. And yes, we do vacant land, commercial, and residential properties at my team, the Platinum MVP team, Keller Williams Realty. So this one's a great opportunity here in northern Hillsborough, kind of like that southern Pasco County area. 5602 Land O'Lakes Boulevard. It's an amazing opportunity for builders, developers, entrepreneurs. 6.91 acre property, 2 parcels. You've got lake frontage on Lake Helen, currently zone C2, general commercial. Water and sewer are available, and it's on that expansion along the U.S. Highway 41. I would think this would be great for a boutique hotel, maybe an assisted living facility. Let's face it, a lot of our seniors are aging. A lot of the seniors are moving down to Florida. So to me, that would be a great business model. Put an assisted living facility on that gorgeous lot, and you got a winner there. And I think that's a great one. So you can see all of our listings at PlatinumMVPTeam.kw.com. Nick Schreiber in the house here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Nick, it was talking a little bit about the process of getting licensed, and I kind of left it at that point when we were going to break.
Absolutely. So I had to take an exam, and it was about 12 years ago. I had to do the exam. I had to submit a ton of paperwork, kick that up to the state, have the state review it, and then they basically opened it back up for the application process. And after I passed the exam, met all the requirements, then I was awarded my state license. Now, it's probably very much like real estate, where you have to go every 2 years, and I have to take 14 hours of continuing education to get that. And so I can either do that in a classroom setting, or I can do that through what I end up choosing to do is I read a ton of the text, go through a bunch of stuff, and it covers things like electrical code, safety, contracting, some other like litigation and law. There's a lot of things that go into OSHA. So I have 14 hours, and then they break it up like 4 hours of electrical code, 2 hours of state law, 2 hours of OSHA, et cetera, and they break it all down every 2 years. So my license is due up to be renewed this year.
Yep.
So I have to go through all that entire process again.
Yeah.
It's time, money, material to make sure that continues to happen. So that's another value, and I always learn something from that process.
Right.
I always relearn that's a new safety standard, or that's a new code standard. So I'm sure it's very similar. You're probably familiar with that in the real estate world.
Yep.
of something similar. Is that correct?
Yeah. The real estate industry has that very similar process. It's very easy now. They send you a booklet with a Scantron. You basically read it and look up the answer to the question, fill it in, and send it back in. So it's pretty easy. But one thing I wanted to mention about that whole process is even in real estate, it's like they teach you the rules, they teach you the laws, they teach you how not to get yourself in too much trouble. But they don't teach you how to run a business. They don't teach you the customer service side. They don't teach you how to get leads and make money.
No, absolutely not. It's the minimum standard. It's what the legislature, whoever puts all the laws together, deem as your standard, right? So it is like a base point. And then from there, it's kind of like, all right, hey, everybody's met this requirement. Everybody's met this need. From there, whether you have this person or that person, some people are well-spoken.
Yep.
Some people, understand design. Some people understand, trades. And there's companies that are huge that you don't even see the owner, and he's just letting his people do it. And sometimes they're great outfits.
Yep.
And there are other times that, like it's the owner out there, doing the work, hands-on and everything else. So that piece is totally interchangeable.
Yeah.
But the licensing, is there for the state minimum. Some of the other things that we actually do in my industry, there's an association called the Association of Outdoor Lighting Professionals.
Yep.
And that is the national certification. Okay. So that's something that I've been a member of for almost 12 years. We have what we call the CLVLT, and that is the Certified Low Voltage Lighting Technician. And so we have that, and that's done by the National Association. And that is a really important certification because it's a peer-reviewed thing that was built, and it's an outside party that basically that goes through and says, all right, these are all the things that you need to know for us to say that you can have this certification. And honestly, it was the hardest test, hardest exam I have taken in this industry.
Wow.
It is not easy. And not only that, but I have 5 of my technicians that have taken it over the years. Right now, I currently have 3 on staff that have that certification.
Nice.
So it's a really big deal to us. It's a really big deal to our customer that they're getting somebody that has been trained. And the big thing that I get away from it as a business owner is when my techs come back from that one, when they pass, it's a huge boost to their morale and to their confidence in providing our service. And the second thing is they're able to apply all that knowledge and that information to the residential properties, to the commercial properties. And they are just as good as I am in diagnosing, looking at things, solving problems, and then doing the installations. So that's a huge outside certification that we use.
Yeah.
Some of the other things that we do as a company is we rely on the National Electric Code, right, which is the NEC. So everything that we do is to a National Electric Code standard. And anybody that's doing electrical work, whether they're doing they're pulling cable networking or doing major electrical work, should be using the National Electric Code as their standard. And because that's designed to prevent fire more than anything. And so things that have been deemed over time, and it's really underwritten by the insurance industry to prevent, loss and fire and big issues in that category.
Yeah.
So we use everything. We use the National Electric Code standard. We do it to the current standard. And as well as when we're picking and choosing material, we pick a high quality brand.
Right.
Okay. And then we use what's called a UL rated product. So UL is another one of those bullet points. Some people don't know what it means. UL stands for Underwriter Laboratory. It is a private company that manufacturers hire to product test their products.
Yeah. And
make sure that they meet a minimum standard of quality. So when you get a UL rated product, which we install all UL rated lighting fixtures, UL rated wire, UL rated transformers.
Yeah.
We're meeting National Electric Code. We're doing everything that we possibly can to be by the book as bullet point as we can be, so that our customers are getting a high quality, a high value in those categories.
Well, that reminds me of like Chuck Peterson with Suncoast Roofing, longtime friend, like 7 years now, partner of the program. That they have the GAF warranty with the roofing system.
Absolutely.
So with those types of industry wide, like in your industry, it's a UL Empowering Trust. With GAF, they can offer then a 40 or 50 year home warranty, or roof warranty, that is, on the roof. So that makes a lot of sense. We're talking with Nick Schriver here, decoratingelves.com, decoratingelves.com. On the Consumer Quarterback Show. And why don't we take this last minute or two and just give a brief overview of how you can help the customers out there?
Yeah, so one of the things we can do is, there's actually 5 things that we do, and that's going to be beautification, right? Usability, safety, security, and value. So in beautification, we can really just make properties look amazing, and whether that's a residential property or commercial property, and by doing the beautification, you really get a lot of the other benefits that go with it. So you're going to get safety by just being able to get through the property, traverse it, being able to use it, especially at night when it gets dark early.
Yeah.
Safety is a big deal because it's not just the ability to feel safe in the neighborhood, it's the ability to look out through your windows at night. Right. And feel safe then too.
Yep.
So the fact that you can see all the way to the end of your property or at the edges, or there's no more shadows, that gives the sense of security, which is huge.
And your camera can pick it up too.
Your camera can pick it up. Yeah,
yep.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Then you have usability, which is just really extending your daylight hours of your outdoor rooms.
Yep.
So that's huge. And whether that's a patio stringer or uplighting a palm tree or underlining an outdoor kitchen feature or putting a sconce on a lanai, there's lots of different ways to achieve that. And then obviously value is huge. Everybody wants to make sure that if they're spending some money on their property, that they're going to get that value back, that it's going to hold and retain. And lighting really does do that. And especially if you maintenance and service things, it does help.
Yeah.
So, and not only that, if you go to sell, it is a huge value when somebody pulls up there in the evening hours.
Yep.
They go, oh, there's lighting here. Now, if you have a beautiful lighting system and you don't show it off, well, that's on you. If you have a beautiful lighting system and you're selling a property, you need to make sure that the photographer takes a nighttime view because it does change the look.
Big time.
Big time.
Yeah, it looks great. And you can see it on the properties. You can see it online, and that's that first impression that we talk about.
Absolutely.
And by the way, these low voltage bulbs burn very minimal electricity.
So the energy use is very, very, very small, right? So in today's world, I can do a pretty good property and use a similar amount of energy that a TV would use.
Right.
And so even a bigger property, maybe a little bit bigger TV. And so TVs don't use a lot of energy anymore. Lighting systems don't use a lot of energy anymore, especially compared to what they used 15, 20 years ago when I started in this industry.
Best place for folks to find you.
So www.decoratingelves.com is a great place to find us. Or you can dial 1-800-MY-LIGHTS. That's 1-800-MYLITES.
1-800-MY-LIGHTS. I like it.
That's right.
Nice and easy. Decoratingelves.com. Nick Schriver, always a pleasure. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks, Brandon.
All right, we'll take a quick break. When we come back, we have our feel-good story of the day. I'm from a small town, agricultural town, farmers. You got tomato farmers out there. You got cattle. But this is interesting because I love it when neighbors come together when there's a storm or something happens. 300 bales of hay donated to Kentucky farmers hit by tornadoes. And we'll be right back with that coming up right after this short break. Plus, Chris Caliendo, ProHealth Pest Control on the Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
Hey, I'm Ken Shamrock, and you're here with Consumer Quarterback Show. And I say, Brandon Rhymes, knock out your competition.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-917-1894. Online at consumerqb.com.
Hey, Brandon Rhymes here. We are looking for real estate investors. We've got a new relationship bringing us a tremendous amount of off-market real estate investment opportunities. So text the word investor to our hotline, 813-750-0550. Off-market real estate investment opportunities. Text investor to 813-750-0550. Brandon Rhymes here, Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty, looking for real estate investors. Send us a text. Hey, Brandon Rhymes here for Cleaning Commandos here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Cleaning Commandos are hiring, and they're offering competitive wages, flexible hours, relaxed atmosphere, and a sign-on bonus. Reach out if you'd like a career with the Cleaning Commandos here in Tampa Bay. Info at cleaningcommandosllc.com or call 813-750-0550, 813-750-0550. Cleaning Commandos, Consumer Quarterback Show. Looking for a venue to host your next business or family event? Make it Largo Event Center. The Consumer Quarterback Show has used the Largo Event Center, and the hall and service you get is fantastic. Over 8,500 square feet of meeting space, perfect for events, expos, and trade shows. Upstairs offers space for smaller meetings and groups to include use of their lounge and game room. Plenty of room outside for car shows or food truck events and concerts. Largo Event Center is just west of US 19 on 126th Avenue. For booking and details, visit largoeventcenter.com. That's largoeventcenter.com. Or call Guy at 727-776-3442.
You're listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-917-1894.
All right, Brandon Rhymes here, Consumer Quarterback Show, powered by the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. We always like to help you win buying, selling, or investing here in beautiful Tampa Bay. Quick shout out to Discovery Golf Cars right here in Tampa Bay. Clearwater location, Tampa location. I've got a beautiful red, Keller Williams red golf cart that was a part of a donation to the program here. And they're just a great company. You know, Easy Go, Star EV, Cushman, new and pre-owned. You can rent or buy. Discovery Golf Cars right there off of US 19 in Clearwater, and also up on the North 41, US 41 there, discoverygolfcars.com. Let them know the Real Estate Quarterback sent you. You know, they track these types of things, how many people call in from the show. So give them a call. Let them know that Brandon Rhymes, the Real Estate Quarterback, sent you. All right. Every day we tell you something positive here. Our feel-good story.
Tell me something good.
All right, so you got 300 bales of hay donated to Kentucky farmers hit by tornadoes. Louisville businesses are working together to help people in western Kentucky who have been struck by tornado after tornado. The Fraser History Museum ran a fundraising campaign in December where museum visitors could make donations with all the proceeds going to tornado relief efforts. An anonymous donor wished to lend a specific hand, and he's only wanted it to go to the farmers. He said $25,000 was used to purchase hay. And there's a quote here from Dale Coram, who's the general manager of Mercer Transportation, says, quote, animals need to be taken care of. They need food. They need places to lay. One of the things that gets overlooked in situations like this is that animals have to be protected from everything on the ground. On Thursday, Mercer Transportation dispatched one of their drivers to deliver 300 bales of hay who had been hit the hardest, and it takes about 8 trips for them to get it there. Mercer feels very fortunate to be in a position to help out, and we hope it meets their needs right away. So there you have it, our feel-good story of the day, always helping you win in any marketplace here in studio. We're going to the phone lines now. We've got another one of our expert contributors and local area businesses here, ProHealth Pest Control. Now, you normally hear Dan Menikheim, Melissa Menikheim's been on the show, but today we've got our friend Chris Caliendo. Hey, Chris.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, doing well, thank you. And yourself?
I'm unbelievable.
Awesome, man. Good to hear it, my friend. So tell us a bit more about what's happening, what's new over at ProHealth Pest Control.
Well, as you know, we're starting to experience a little bit of a cold front, so that changes the environment a little bit, not only for us, but also for the pests that we deal with. And we're already starting to experience that as of yesterday. We're getting some more calls for pests that are being affected by that.
Yeah, what are some of the best, so we always talk about consumer advocate tips, things to do, things to avoid, what to look out for. What are some of the biggest tips that you would say, in that pest control industry that you see on a daily basis?
Well, pertaining to what I'm referring to as far as the weather, right now we're seeing an increase in rodent activity. And as their environment, same as our environment changes, they're gonna migrate. They're gonna move around. They're gonna look for warmth. And the advice I have for all homeowners is, this would be a good time to go out and, make sure that branches aren't touching the home and that there's no openings that the rodents have an opportunity to exploit. Around eaves, garage doors, AC units, those are the most common areas for them to get access.
Yeah, that's important. Lock it up, close it up, make sure there's no places. I had a real estate listing one time, and the owner had described to me that in the attic there was a family that ended up a family of rodents. I forgot exactly which type, if it was squirrels or some other type of rodent. But it was up there and it was breeding, and it just caused so much havoc up in the attic. And they're looking for those warm places now, Chris.
Yes, yeah, and when they get into the home, it's not just the icky factor of it. They do damage. They can compromise insulation. They have to gnaw and file their teeth down constantly, so they're going to chew on wiring, AC ducts, and we see those types of things all the time. So prevention is the best method, but we have a whole program in place to react to it if there's ever an issue.
Yeah, exactly. And we're talking with Chris Caliendo, representing ProHealth Pest Control here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Longtime friend of the program, one of our expert contributors here, and helping folks with any type of pest control. What all types of services do you offer, Chris?
So in terms of pest control, basically anything related to general household pests. All the little creepy crawly things that we can think of course, as I mentioned, rodents, subterranean termites, drywood termites, mosquito reduction program. We try to cover as much as possible. We also do insulation restoration, and in terms of rodents, we also do exclusion work. We'll seal off the entry points and keep them from getting in.
Yeah, and I've had a situation in the real estate transaction where, you have a property. I normally represent the listing side. I'm a listing agent. So I had a situation, this was years ago, but I just stuck out to my mind because it was interesting. How the owners, of course, they have pride in their home, ownership pride, and that's a great thing. But the buyers did their inspection. They said, oh, well, we found evidence of termites. And then the owners said, hey, wait a second. No way. Not in my house. We don't have termites. And so they hired their own inspector, and he comes out and says, no evidence of termites in this situation. So you have two different inspection companies saying conflicting evidence of termites. Have you seen that before? And how could that be?
Well, I have dealt with that before. Not many times. In the 22 years I've been doing this, I've probably experienced it maybe just a couple of times. The best thing to do is to have both inspectors on the property at the same time. If there's ever a contradiction of opinions, it's great to have them both on the property at the same time, because you'll quickly learn which one isn't telling the truth, or you'll learn
Nice.
which one just doesn't have the knowledge and experience to accurately diagnose it. So
yeah, I like that. Yeah, kind of put them on the spot. Hey, what are you seeing as evidence here? Is it a lot of times, because I hear it's with the is there evidence of wings, like the wings fall off?
Yeah, so drywood termites in particular, the wings on those flying termites are temporary. They're not great. They're not very good aviators. So those wings are temporary. They'll fall off sometimes in flight, and when they land, typically near a light source like a window or a light, they'll rear up and break those wings off, and with the intention to get into a crack or a crevice and go and hide. So we find those wings as an indication that a swarm has occurred at some point recently.
Yeah. And we're talking with Chris Caliendo, representing ProHealth Pest Control. Support the local economy by supporting the Consumer Quarterback Show. And you can reach out to our hotline, 813-917-1894. Just text that hotline. Any questions, comments, or introductions that you'd like to be made. We've got attorneys, CPAs, financial advisors, all types of great home service providers, self-defense, solar, technology experts that come on the show, and they serve the community as a consumer advocate. So reach out to the hotline. You're supporting the local economy, local charitable organizations by supporting the show as well. Chris Caliendo on the program here today, ProHealth Pest Control. And Chris, we got about a minute left. Give us your final thoughts, consumer advocate tips, and then also how folks can find you.
Well, in terms of termites, the state of Florida recommends that homes get inspected by a professional at least once a year. So even if you don't have a termite warranty, where that's automatically scheduled, I recommend reaching out to a professional and having the home inspected at least once a year. You never know what's lurking and hiding in the deep recesses and cracks and crevices of your home that you don't ever get to yourself. And if you want to choose us, the best way to get a hold of ProHealth Pest Control is our direct phone number, 727-260-5531.
260-5531, 727 area code. ProHealthPestControl.com. Check them out online and, of course, on ConsumerQB.com as well. Chris, thanks so much. Appreciate you calling in.
Thank you, guys.
My pleasure. All right. ProHealth Pest Control support the local economy here by supporting ProHealth Pest Control, decorating Elves, or strategic insurance. You heard Doug Levi on the show as well today here on the program. Follow us online. We would love to connect with you at Brandon Rhymes 1 on Instagram and Twitter, and Getter as well. Facebook, we're on there, Brandon Rhymes PA. I've got my public profile page as well. Go to YouTube, like our channel, subscribe to our channel. That'd be a big plus for us. We greatly appreciate that. Over 1,700 videos now that we've accumulated almost a decade here on air being your consumer advocate. Please go out there and consider committing a random act of kindness. Do something kind for one another and be a force for good in the community. We'll see you next time on the Consumer Quarterback Show, ConsumerQB.com.
You've been listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes. Whether it's real estate, consumer, or financial advice, let Brandon call your next play. Call Brandon Rhymes at 813-917-1894. That's 813-917-1894. Online at ConsumerQB.com. And join us next time for the Consumer Quarterback Show.
Thanks, Chris. Until next time.
Thanks, guys. Have a good one.
Bye-bye now.